Hello everybody, it's Erin LaFaive here, and I am going to show you what the Herbal Magic, How to Learn Herbalism e-course series, what that looks like. So here is the membership site that I have. So I have a number of different kinds of memberships and classes and toolkits and all these kinds of things. So right here, if I go into the Learning Herbalism Toolkit, that's another term that I've used for this e-course. Here it is, Herbal Magic, How to Learn Herbalism. So you can see some other things that I have in here. And right now I have access to this. You can see this unlocked button available now, so I know what I have access to. So here we are inside the class. So these modules here are indicative of different weeks that we'll be on, because this is going to be an 8-week series. I'm going to be adding new modules, number 6, 7, and 8. And so let's just take a look at what a module looks like. So the first few modules are about, getting organized again, and what things to focus on, how to, feel like you're not overwhelmed, like you're on the right track. So, you'll have your learning page. And the learning pages will explain how to do your lesson practice activities. It'll tell you how to do your different sections for the plant profile. And these should be electronically fillable. Let's double check to make sure that's all working. It's taking a little bit to load. So let's see. There we are. So here we go. You can type in there, and what you do is you can download this document onto a computer or a flash drive or something, and then you can use it over and over again. So you always have one to use. Even this down here is fillable. Close out of that one. Let's see, sources section. And these two I did not give out in the free version of the How to Learn Herbalism mini course, so those are new. And then here's another worksheet. You can track your studies, your activities, the plants that you studied, what date, and how long you did that. And I explain in the module why that is fun and maybe necessary to do. So let's see here. Let me just go down here. So yeah, you have some pre-recorded videos already describing how to do things. And then I believe I did another round of it, so I put the replay in there. And then that's me outside sweltering in some July heat or something, showing you some plants there. So let's go back up, and over here, let's just quickly look at Module 2. And okay, here we go. So sometimes on the right-hand side here, I try to include the handouts. They're all linked in the body of the email too, but I'm always trying to find other ways for people to find the documents easily. So here is your pre-recorded videos. The first one here is, I've got some fancy little words that come on the screen to help you understand what I'm saying. And then this is a pre-recorded, or this is a replay of a lesson I gave when I did a live round of How to Learn Herbalism. You can see here that you can list mark as complete, and that will help you keep track of how far you are in the course. And that does show up at some point, not on this screen yet. So it just bumps me to Module 3, and as you can see here, there's some more videos, your learning page, your practice activities, another page of the plant profiles, some more fun things. A lot of these worksheets and stuff are coming right from my workbook, Learning Herbalism workbook. And then I give you some list of my favorite herbalists, herb companies, and stuff like that. So that's what the modules look like. Now let's take a look at the apothecary. This is a set of documents that I give you that you can use to organize your own apothecary. Now my apothecary is in about, I don't know, at least 3 different places in my house. I just don't have one central location I can keep it, and it's just not convenient to keep all my supplies in the kitchen or in some of the other cabinets that I have. So you can write down, what type of green salve that you have, whatever you named it. Green salve. Oh gosh, that's not the right word. Oh dear. That happens a lot if you switch those. Maybe what date you made that, 2018, and maybe the amount. Maybe you had 3 tins of it. And then you can just keep track of how much you have. And by the item, you could also write where you keep it. Maybe you keep it somewhere in the kitchen, so you remember where you have it. And then you can update this as needed. And again, you can download this document and use it over and over and change it when you need to. So there's ones for tincture, herbal oils, dried herbs, and essential oils. And if I make any more, which I hope I do, then you'll get those as well. So that brings me to another good point of the this e-course, is that if I ever add new things to it, you get that for, you know, you pay a one-time fee, and then if I keep adding to it, you just get that stuff. So year after year, if something changes or I do another live round, you get access to that. So that's pretty cool. So it's a good time to get in at the price that it is. So I do increase the price after a while just because I'm putting more things into it. And so if you get in at a lower price, then that's awesome. You also get the Learning Herbalism Workbook digital copy. Here's the digital copy. It's in one big PDF here, as you can see. So I also make it a little bit more convenient to use this workbook by having everything in brought out into its own sheets. So for example, the applications sheet, rather than going through a 120-page document of the whole workbook to find it, you have it right here, and it's electronically fillable. So this is kind of a cool checklist of like, hey, I've made herbal teas before. Look, it just checks it like that. Decoction, that's something I'd like to make. And capsules are something that I've made and also I continue to use. And then you can put some notes here too. So it's just a kind of a tracking sheet where you can add in things to try, or to know that, hey, I made that and I didn't like that. I don't want to ever use flower essences or something like that. And then you certainly can add some more things in here too to make more of a list. Okay, so that's all those from the Learning Herbalism Workbook. Medicinal Trees and Shrubs is a presentation, lesson that I gave about medicinal trees and shrubs. I give you a note-taking page, and plus you get to see what the PowerPoint slides look like. So if you want to download those and keep them in a binder or electronic different spot that you want, or to take notes with during the presentation here. Herb gardening by the moon cycles is an introduction to herb gardening. There's a couple different, there's about 2 different, kind of schools of thought of how to do gardening by the moon, and this is one. So we have some planning sheets here, some planting templates. This one's not electronically fillable. Harvesting planning templates, the PowerPoint slides, and there's the video as well as down here. So this is pretty packed with a good amount of things. Harvesting and drying herbs. Let's see, here we go. Let's see, how many videos do I have in here? Oh, I've got 3. Harvesting and growing, introduction to harvesting and drying, and then harvesting and drying herbs webinar 2. So sometimes I give the lesson to different groups or things, and then I add them in here too. So there's a little bit of different content on each one. You get the PowerPoint slides, a 2-page per slide, or 3-page, because sometimes these ones don't allow a space for notes, but this one does. So then you have the 4 tips for harvesting herbs sheet as well right there. And a lesson on plant identification 101, some basic things to help you with plant identification with an herbal focus. Some of the terms that you maybe just want to focus on at first, especially if you're new or you're just getting too overwhelmed with everything. And then lastly, at this point, there's a checklist, and the checklist is for those people who really like to, keep track of everything in here. So for example, these are not electronically fillable. You'd have to print this. So what you could do is, here's lesson 1 video or module 1. If there's a live one, a pre-recorded one, bonus video, there's the outside, the one I showed you where I'm outside, the learning pages, the activity pages, and then the plant profile sheets. And you can keep track of which ones you've downloaded, which ones you've watched, if you've printed them, if you've read them, what kind of priority it is for you to, is this #1 priority to watch a video? And if you've completed it, and other notes. So it kind of gives you a good overview of what's going on. So here's module 1 is right there. Then here's module 2, module 3, module 4, and I'll have to update this when I put in the other module 6, 7, and 8. So there's the herb gardening with the moon cycles set, webinar for medicinal trees and shrubs. And then, like I said, I'm going to have to update it to add some of the other stuff in there. But I've made room so that you could add items too. So that's just a nice checklist, because there's a lot of stuff in there, and sometimes it's you want a visual of where everything is. So that is what you get access to.